got some new pastels I thought I would put in there. This is an Art Spectrum. And this is Pastelmat. And I'm just putting down a bunch of marks. No thought in mind, just trying to kind of work my way out of a frame of mind that I am in. And I haven't worked with Pastelmat for a while, and I really do like it. That's a little bit lighter than what I want. So now I'm going to put in, this is a piece of wine colored Pastelmat, and I just started by putting down some charcoal and then some hard pastels, and I really haven't put any soft pastels in yet. And I'm really not thinking about this being a finished pastel. I'm just playing around. That's really all I'm doing. And just to kind of say that Pastelmat, if you've not used it before, is a really wonderful surface. And I didn't like it at first, but the more I played around with it, the more I really liked it a lot. And Pastelmat, it feels very smooth, but it'll take a lot of layers. It will take underpainting. Like this is a dark wine color, so I didn't put any underpainting down, but I could have put like black ink. I could have put some darker fluid acrylic, or maybe even some white fluid acrylic, but instead I just started drawing on it, because Pastelmat for me, the way I've figured out the way I like it is to start with the thin layers of pastel, which is hard pastel, and then work my way up from there and use those hard pastels as mark making and underpainting. But I really like it, and I particularly like these dark colors. So now I'm going to just start putting in some soft pastel. But the Pastelmat, so different from UArt, and it's very velvety. And I think the reason I like it is because it has more of a, it fits more with drawing. I look at UArt as it's more similar to painting, where Pastelmat is kind of both, but I do a lot more drawing on Pastelmat. And really, I've just experimented with the Pastelmat just for fun. And the reason is I'd really never tried it until I went to Dakota Arts, and they had it there, and I played around with it and thought, well, that is a lot of fun. I like that paper. So I'm just putting down some red, violets, and some greens, and some neutrals, and like I said, no thought in mind. Just fun. That's my only thought in mind. And you know, it layers really well, and it just catches that pastel. Now here is a piece of the Diane Townsend, and I've already got maybe 4 layers, and it catches that really well. So it's a nice paper. There are artists I know that use it quite a bit. I think it's the paper Perco Hapalina from Sweden uses, and she does amazing work. I love what she does. She is one of my favorite pastel artists. So if you are not familiar with her, you should really look at what she does. She's so thoughtful, and she is her work is like really spiritual and very unusual. So I want to leave, you know, when this is like a colored piece of paper, really want to leave some of that show through. And when you put pastel down on something that is already dark like that, it has a whole different look to it than if you were putting it down on something that was white. I like these dark papers. Now here's a really dark red. That's nice. It just has a different feel. It is so velvety. I encourage you to try it. Order a sample pack of it if you've not ever tried it before, and just see if it fits the way that you work. You can layer it, buy it in different colors. I like this wine color, and I also like a navy color. I like the darker colors, but I also like painting on the lighter colors with an underpainting. So all the layers you can get with this paper is just wonderful. I think I want some more green in there. So here's some Giraud, which is really nice. You know, the other thing about this paper is putting it down, it doesn't eat up the pastel. It doesn't take much to put this layer of pastel down, and also much easier to make marks with it. So, you know, maybe it's one of those things I personally need to experiment more with. I've got my technique down the other way, but I do like experimenting with things that are totally different, especially a surface, to see how's that going to work. Is that going to work okay? Is that something that I like? Not like? There are surfaces that I just don't fit for me, because I think I do more drawing and mark making than maybe some people do. And I like this ability to layer things. So, you know, I know that I don't like really fine UArt paper. It's just too fine. This, of course, is also fine, but it's different. I like that dark gray that I had down there. I really feel like it needs a little bit more of that. But oh no, that's a purple. So, you know, right now I'm just playing around and kind of mixing colors on here and seeing what I like, and just playing around and not really having too many thoughts in mind. I know that color's not going to work. So what I'm really looking for here is a combination of the greens and red violet, and just kind of playing around with it and seeing what I like and what looks nice and what colors stand out. And yes, it's kind of an expensive experiment, but it's okay. I'm kind of getting lost down in that corner down there. And like I said, I really don't have a thought in mind. It's, this is probably just therapy for me today. I'm just trying to get over this having to have my little dog put down this past week, and I just don't have a lot of inspiration right now. So I'm just, you know, it's like when you feel like that, what do? Do you just not do anything? Or do you just do even though you don't feel like it? Well, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm doing even though I don't feel like it. Even though I could probably sit right now for a long time, and there are, you know, people who have gone through worse things than I have, but I just feel this sense of a real loss right now, because we had her for nearly 16 years, and it's just, it's just changed everything. So I'm just having fun with this. And I love the colors. And I recently did a painting, acrylic painting, that was red, violet, and green. And so I've always loved that color combination. That is like a color combination that is a favorite. I had not done an acrylic painting with those colors, but I needed to do one as a commission. And then I thought, I'm going to do this more often because I love that color combination. It really speaks to me. So you might have some colors that do that for you. Really are like your colors. Like you just can't get enough of certain colors. And you just keep using them over and over again. And so the red, green, or red, violet, and yellow, green are kind of like that for me. They always have been. It's like a favorite color combination. Is it because they're kind of floral? I don't know, but I've always, even when I was younger, liked red, violet. That was just a favorite color, so it's always kind of drawn me in. And now it's like, well, how to use that in art, how to use those colors that have always been favorites in art. But you can see here, I just keep putting more and more layers on. This is a Sennelier, and it just picks up those layers of pastel so well, and it's just a great surface. You know, it fits really well. So I encourage you to give it a try and order say a sample pack and just try experiments. I've also drawn flowers on this, and I might do that again. And I've used pan pastel with a makeup sponge to apply underpainting. I've put wet underpainting on this paper and dried it. You know, it takes a lot of different techniques. So it's a really great paper. You can see, you know, it just really glows, that dark paper. Oops. Well, I will finish this up a little bit later, but I just wanted to talk some about this paper. And I want to show you some other things about this paper, some of the things that I've done and the colors it comes in, so that you can decide what you'd like to do. But it's just a fun thing to experiment with. Well, I've got 3 different pads here that I wanted to show you. But Pastelmat, this small pad, which is got 12 sheets in it, and it is, what is the size here? Well, it's pretty small, and it's French. It's 7 by 9.5 inches. And all of the sheets in this pad are green. There is a dark green, a light green, oh, and a dark blue and a white. So everything are those colors. But the thing I like about this paper is each piece of paper comes with a piece of glassine. And so it's a great way to be able to store paintings. If you want to take something on, say, a trip on vacation, this little pad here would fit so well into a carry-on, into your suitcase, and you already have the glassine. So it's really a great paper to have. Now here is one that has an earlier one that I've had for a while, and it's 9.5 by 12 inches. And again, there's 12 sheets of paper. And the kind of paper that it is it's not a thin paper, it's more of a cardstock, and I don't know how it's made. But these are just some of my experiments that I have. And I've had this one for a while, so I just experimented on the different colors. Here is one all in blue. And it's my experimenting paper. So that kind of some flower lines, easy to do a lot of mark making. A really dark piece, almost black charcoal colored paper, which is a nice color. Here is one that I did. Actually did this outside, and it has some flower shapes from my garden, and this one is on kind of a mauve colored background. And then here is another one that is a kind of floral. I might have used a drawing to get started on this. It's the same color of that kind of a mauve background. You can see a lot of the mark making there. And then another one that I did outside on that really dark charcoal colored paper, and that I did live outside last year or the year before, maybe. But each one of these, you know, that nice piece of glassine that will protect it. You know, I would take this one to workshops with me and sold some of them at workshops because they already were covered with the glassine and they were really easy to transport. So, like I said, I have used a lot of different techniques. Now, this one is a darker colors. It has got wine, dark blue, light blue, and a sand. I really like the colors in this because I love that wine color that I was using in the video. And I really like the dark blue very much also. But then I like the lighter color, this light gray, that I can put an underpainting down in maybe fluid acrylic or ink. And then also the white, which is the same, or the sand color, which is also a really nice color. So I think I started by experimenting on the really small one, and then I got some larger ones. I've not ever gotten some, you know, great big sheets, but it's a really great paper to try something new and also for traveling. So I encourage you to try it. And I think that's about all I'd like to say. You know, I know that Dakota Art always has sales on things, so that was where I first experimented with this paper. So I'm going to finish up my pastel from this video, and then I will post that at the beginning of the video so you can see how I finished it up. So